The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. The government assures that the 17 Filipinos aboard a cargo vessel hijacked by Houthi in the Red Sea are in sound condition. The Department of Migrant Workers says they received word that the vessel is now in Yemen. A DMW has also reached out to the families of the hostages and extended assistance. Foreign Affairs Undersecretary Eduardo de Vega says the Philippines is closely coordinating with other countries to bring the seafarers back home. But all that matters for now is that the hostages are unhurt and safe. De Vega tells Radio 5's Filon that one hostage was even allowed to communicate with their spouse.
At least yung isa nakapag-communicate. Yung ating manning agency is also working. Hindi consistent yung communication sa kanila. Pero mayroong mga lumalabas na video na pinapakita paano sila tinuturing. Dahil hindi sila dinakip ng tulad na nangyayari sa Israel.
Justice Secretary Boying Remulla will seek clarification from Malacanang on whether the country wants to rejoin the International Criminal Court. Remulla is set to meet with Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin to find out the palace's official position on calls for the country to cooperate in the International Criminal Court's drug war probe. It was in March 2019 when the Philippines officially withdrew from the ICC, but with several resolutions filed in the House urging the government to cooperate in the drug war probe, Remulla said he will now look into the records, arguments, and discussion to understand the real score of the matter.
Ang resolution sa House kasi tells us to work with the ICC. Pero ang first question is, why will we work with the ICC now that we are no longer members of the ICC? Diba? Are we going to be members again of the ICC first for this thing to happen? I-clarify lang. Kasi kung may balak ba tayong maging miyembro muli ng ICC dahil sa sinasabi ng Kongreso, I want to know how it affects the whole universe of the ICC and the Philippine government as it is right now.
For her part, Vice President Sara Duterte reminded lawmakers what President Bongbong Marcos said a few months ago, that, quote, any probe conducted by the ICC would be an intrusion into our internal matters and a threat to our sovereignty. Sara noted that the President's stand is clear and urged the House to respect that as he is the chief architect of the Philippines' foreign policy. The Vice President added that allowing ICC prosecutors to investigate alleged crimes that are now under the exclusive jurisdiction of our courts is not only patently unconstitutional, but effectively belittles and degrades our legal institutions. House Speaker Martin Romualdez denies allegations that he is behind supposed anti-Duterte resolutions at the lower chamber. Romualdez issued the statement at a press conference during the 31st Asia-Pacific Parliamentary Forum on Thursday. This comes in response to former palace spokesman Harry Roque, who earlier claimed that Romualdez called the shots on House resolutions, urging government to support the ICC's investigation into former President Rodrigo Duterte's war on drugs.
Our good friend, former Secretary Harry Roque, must have thoughts that, he has got his ideas. We respect his thoughts and opinions, but they're not accurate. So I'll just put it at that, and there's nothing to it. A lot of speculation, but none of that is true.
In an interview on Radio 5, Roque said the resolutions are expected to carry persuasive weight for the Justice Department.
I'm sure magkakaroon ng persuasive effect itong resolution na walang kaduda-duda po yan. Habang Speaker ang Martin Romualdez at habang siya ay talagang parang agrabyado, lalong-lalo na na-stab na naman siya ni BP Sara. Parang mababaw po talaga mga dahilan, pero ganyan po talaga ang buhay, no? Talagang sigurado po yan, ipapasa po yan ng Kamara de Representante.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. President Bongbong Marcos has issued an executive order and several proclamations to grant amnesty to rebels and insurgents. In Proclamations 403 and 406, Marcos granted amnesty to former members of the CPP, NPA, NDF, as well as the Revolusionaryong Partido ng Manggagawa ng Pilipinas, Revolutionary Proletarian Army, and the Alex Bongcayo Brigade. Also included in the list are the Moro Islamic Liberation Front and the Moro National Liberation Front. Crimes that are granted amnesty include rebellion or insurrection, conspiracy, and proposal to commit rebellion, disloyalty of public officers or employees, sedition, and more. Marcos also issued Executive Order Number 47, amending EO Number 125 for the creation of the National Amnesty Commission. China criticized the Philippines for involving, quote, foreign forces in its air and maritime patrols in a disputed West Philippine Sea. The Southern Theater Command of China's military was likely referring to the United States, who joined forces with Philippine troops in the last 3 days for joint patrols in the disputed waters. China reiterated its commitment in defending its sovereignty and maritime rights to the South China Sea. They note that they would maintain high vigilance over the disputed waters. The Philippines has cited military interoperability and regional security as some of their purposes for the conduct of joint patrols with the U.S. Let's now take a quick look at other stories we are watching. The government is now processing the cancellation of the passport of expelled Negros Oriental Congressman Arnie Teves. Justice Secretary Remulla says Teves is still in Timor-Leste, where he is appealing the government's decision to deny his request for asylum. The Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center says the Philippines has the highest rate of online shopping scams in Asia. It was based on the 2023 Asia Scam Report, which surveyed 11 Asian economies. And 3 weather systems are bringing rains in different parts of the country. The shear line, or convergence of warm and cold winds, continues to bring scattered rain showers over the provinces of Aurora and Quezon, as well as in the Bicol region. The southwest monsoon, or Amihan, meanwhile, may trigger light rains over northern Luzon. The rest of the country may also expect rains due to easterlies, or winds blowing from the east, and localized thunderstorms. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us again at 11:15 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News, all sides, all the time.